A big blocker, Eze, my brother. Come on. Right on the hour mark.
Yes.
What a shot.
What a shot.
Come on, man.
Hello boys and girls, back again for another match preview. Crystal Palace going up to Newcastle United on Tuesday night. It is a big game for both teams who have come off the back of two crucial wins, especially for us boys in red and blue, beating Wolverhampton Wanderers at Selhurst Park 1-0. Bireze scoring for us, and it was a pretty comfortable win, to be fair. Wolves didn't really put us under much pressure, had a few decent chances, but we were by far the better team, to be fair, and it was a good hard working performance. A lot of players like Fanano and Luca and Zaha, even Eze, after their poor form recently, redeeming themselves, putting the work in, and at the end of the day getting on the 3 points into our next 5 games against teams like Newcastle, Leeds, Fulham, Burnley, Brighton as well. You know what I'm saying? It's massive for us. You know, we need to at least get about 3 wins out of the 5 games, to be fair.
Historically, over the years, the games between us and Newcastle have been quite tight affairs, particularly the ones in Newcastle. And the forms of the club since in the Premiership is basically quite close. I mean, we know
Between us and Newcastle
is quite the same. They're a team that needs to play positively. You know, I think Newcastle need to play like, look, let's go and try and get a result.
Okay, so as you can tell by the title right now, obviously I've got a special guest, Lee from Newcastle United Fan TV. So yeah, he's going to give us his perspective going into the game on Tuesday night.
Hiya Tristan, thank you very much for having me on your fantastic channel. A little bit about us. I'm Lee, I'm head of NFTV on Newcastle Fans TV. We do everything, we're live on every video, watch-alongs, we bring fan reactions in, previews, scoring the players, all sorts of different videos, so head over. We'll have about 5.5 hours of live coverage on Tuesday. But I'm here just to have a chat around where Newcastle are in terms of how we're performing, how we're feeling on and off the pitch going into the game with Crystal Palace. Now, the place, although it was a fantastic win, which I'll touch upon very shortly on the weekend, but overall, we are sick of Steve Bruce. Don't get me wrong, the performances the last game and a half have been a lot better. Steve Bruce is not a Geordie. He was born in Newcastle, but he's not a Geordie. He's not one of us. He's not. He goes on and says that he was. He's a Manchester United fan. Steve Bruce, get out of our football club. We do not want Steve Bruce at this football club. It's all well documented about what owner as well and the managing director, Lee Charney, who are not well liked at Newcastle United. Newcastle, of course, had the failed takeover with the Premier League, and that's still ongoing. I must stress that the club are seeking legal action against the Premier League. I've never heard of this in my years since 1995 supporting Newcastle United or any other organisation in the Premier League where a club is actually looking to sue for arbitration against the Premier League. So that is going to be long-winded. We'll see how that goes. But in terms of a takeover at the moment, for me as an individual, I think it's gone. I think it's a case where Newcastle are looking for compensation. In particular, Mike Ashley's trying to get some money back, especially in this times with the pandemic happening. But in terms of off the pitch, yes, it's negative because, you know, I grew up under Kevin Keegan. I grew up under Sir Bobby Robson's great teams in the Champions League, all the way up until my mid-teens, late teens, watching 2 fantastic sides. But really, Newcastle used to be one of the big boys in the Premier League. And I say that because before Mike Ashley came, we were bigger than Spurs and Manchester City. And look how Manchester City are now. Money wins everything. Money buys the titles. Yes or no, you've got to go in the extra mile. But of course, it definitely helps. Look at Chelsea now without the money. I know they've just changed Frank Lampard, but over the years, Chelsea have won because they've gone and splashed the cash. Which, you know, that could have been us. It could have been Newcastle United with the takeover. But for me, that's gone now. We've just got to forget about it. Newcastle are no longer one of the big boys. Yes, we've got a fantastic, huge fan base. Yes, we've got a great stadium. But what else we got? Got nothing else. We haven't had a history since 1969, the last time we won a trophy. We've got 11 trophies in our total existence. We haven't won one since 1969, the old UEFA Cup. It's not good enough. Ever since Rafa Benitez has gone, and it's been the last 18 months, the place has been negative. People aren't going to the stadiums, although we're not allowed inside St James's Park at the moment. Even before that, Newcastle had to give away 10,000 free season tickets. 10,000 free because people have had enough. They've had enough, and it's mad to think that an empty St James's Park, because neutral fans think of St James's Park loud, boisterous Geordies, loud, eccentric, and wild and passionate, of all the things you can think of Geordies, you know. That's not there anymore. The club is sinking. It's like the Titanic. It's a slow sinking death. unfortunately for us as fans. And I think the win on Saturday was huge, massive win. Not just that, it lifted us a little bit because we went on a run of 11 games. 11 games is a long, long time to try and get a win and wait for that win, but it came. And we've brought in a new coach, Graham Jones, who you probably have not heard of. To be honest, I didn't hear much about him. He is a Geordie, but he's followed Roberto Martinez around Everton, Belgium, and he's been at Bournemouth recently as well. So we've got him, and he's brought some new ideas in. Where against Leeds second half, we were much better because we had to get back into the game. But on the weekend against Everton, for the first time all season, really, we were sensational. We were absolutely brilliant on Saturday, and that's just once I can say that all season. You might say, oh, we've picked up a few points here and there in results, but the performances have been shocking. You've always got to remember when we beat you 2-0 at Selhurst, we were woeful. We were shocking that night and still came away with somehow a 2-0 win. That's how we play like every game. But Saturday was this huge change. It was high press. It was in Everton's defence, his faces. They were causing mistakes. And that's what high press does. It causes a lot of mistakes. And Newcastle played, surprisingly, almost like a 4-3-3 away from home, which is unheard of. Not parking the bus. So that was nice to see. I think possibly another 4 more wins, and I think that's Newcastle done. That's the season done. That's all we live for now. Unfortunately, as fans, is relegation to mid-table. But it'd be exciting to see going into this week and Tuesday's game. I do like some of your talent, like Eberechi Etchi, who we talked to Les Ferdinand on our channel, and I was winding Les up, saying, oh, how much will it cost to get this kid? And he said a lot of money, and Palace have nicked him, and he's a real talent. I knew that before he went in the Premier League. Wilfred Zaha, everybody knows about Zaha. A lot of pace, goes down, gets fouled a lot. Bit of a twister mind, likes to moan, but rightly so, he does get fouled a lot. And Andros Townsend, of course, used to be on our Newcastle side, but he has never really had a goal scorer. I know Benteke is better than what he was last season. Batshuayi's in there, but he's never really had a goal scorer for quite a while. And we had that problem before Callum Wilson. And every time I've been down to Selhurst Park and I used to talk to fans outside of Sainsbury's next door, it was always the same thing. We don't have a striker. But you got some fantastic attacking threat. Very solid in defence as well. A couple of good centre-backs. Van Aanholt, who used to be on loan at Newcastle. So you do have some talent. But I think with Crystal Palace and Newcastle, we're going to finish near enough similar positions at the end of the season. I don't think we're going to break top 10. I don't think we're going to get relegated both sides. But in terms of going in the game, if Newcastle can go with 4-3-3 at St James's Park, I want to see that. I want to see the high pressing. Now we could, have another performance like we did on the weekend at Everton, because it was really impressive. I mean, it was an early kick-off, which was a huge surprise to us because we never get early games. The performance matched the result, which has never happened all season. But yeah, Callum Wilson's banging the goals. He's one to look out for. Alan St-Maximin might start. He's one who can get up the pitch. Miguel Miron was great on the weekend, playing his natural position. Ryan Fraser, the first time really that we might have all 4 starting at the pitch. So hopefully Alan St-Maximin starts. The weakness is the right back. We keep changing our right back every game. So if you want to target our right back, that's where you need to go down your left side. That's where we're weak. Possibly even the other full-back, Jamal Lewis, is a little bit suspect at defending. So you'll get a lot of joy, I feel, from centre midfield. From the wings, I beg your pardon. But talk about centre midfield. Shelvey and Hayden were superb over the weekend. They've been criticised, Shelvey, Hayden and Hendrick. Not so much Hayden, but Shelvey and Hendrick have been criticised a lot of late for the work ethic, but they put a lot in. But if they're not up for it, that's where you can get a bit of joy as well. But look, I think if we can get another win, play like we did on Saturday, we'll climb the table, we'll go above Palace, I believe. So, although I wouldn't be surprised if it was a score draw, to be honest with you. But fingers crossed, Newcastle can come away. We're going to have Tristan over on Newcastle Fans TV. If you want to come over, we are live on Sunday night. That would have been last night if you watched this on Monday. So go over to Newcastle Fans TV and we're talking all about the two teams. And that is it. Thank you very much for having me, Tristan.
So big up my guy Lee from Newcastle United Fan TV from that perspective going into Tuesday's game. Right now we're going to move on to the Crystal Palace team lineup. Now, against Wolverhampton, obviously we beat them 1-0. It's a very different performance. I mean, I will say that Wolves didn't really put us under much pressure And they were really poor throughout the whole 90
Yeah,
minutes.
I thought Wolves' approach was a bit odd. I thought,
really bizarre, considering we've been playing poor and they've been
they did put us under pressure. They were, I thought, too defensive. But the first half was pretty poor. We changed our sort of formation slightly.
Six players were dropped.
Yeah, six players were dropped. So we changed our tactics, I'd say.
So in goal, we're gonna go with Vicente Gaeta. Now, I did say to put Butland in goal the last game, but Gaeta did redeem himself with a clean sheet and a couple decent saves in the second half, especially because he had nothing to do in the first half. Yeah. He's always going to be our first choice player every minute this season, so he did prove me wrong, to be fair. He had a much better game than he had against West Ham. Left back, Fanano. It's difficult because I thought Mitchell would have started that game, but he was poor against West Ham and he got dropped, fair enough. And Fanano came in and surprisingly, he kept Traore quiet when he came on.
Yeah, I mean,
well, didn't really
credit where it's due. I thought PV had a good game. I thought he did well, and but it was a clean sheet, so our whole defence sort of we did well. But then we've always got to temper the fact that Wolves did not play well.
Yeah, exactly.
So
two centre backs. We're gonna go with Gary Cahill and Checo Kiate, who had a better game than he had midweek against West Ham, but. He's been played out of position, Kiai, but he has been doing okay recently in that against Wolves and in certain other games this season, like at Arsenal. Gary Cahill, he was rested obviously against Wolves. I would go with Scott Dan, but 2 games in the space of 4 days, it's just not him, is it? And Cahill was on the bench, didn't even come on, so there's no surprise that he would start on Tuesday, to be fair. Yeah. And right back, Nathaniel Klein.
Yeah, Klein's been doing well. Yeah. I know Ward came on in the second half for him.
Yeah. That's fitness probably.
Yeah, so he might start with Ward and have Klein on the bench, switch it around this time.
2 defensive midfielders. Obviously, we've gone with a 4-2-3-1 formation. So I'm gonna go with Luca. Now, before the game, I was just even throughout the game as well. Before we obviously went 1-0 up and won the game. Obviously, I was slating him. I was on his back the whole game, and I'd have every right to be because he's been poor this season. He's not been on form, but. He did do all right. And
he did. He played really deep in midfield. Yeah. He played really deep. Wolves didn't put him under a great deal of pressure, so he was actually quite comfortable on the ball. I mean, a couple of issues now and again, but he didn't have a bad game yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. And it wouldn't surprise me. It's not. If I was to pick someone like MacArthur over him, who's not going to be in the lineup because I don't think he's fully fit, because. What I'm trying to say is that he's the captain of the club. I don't think Roy's going to drop him, especially after winning against Wolves. Let's just be pretty much realistic right now. Do you know what I'm saying? And, even he's been really poor this season. He's been off form for a few games on the bounce and he still hasn't dropped in. So that's why I'm going to put him in the starting 11. Jaya Riedewald is going to be playing alongside him as well. When he came on, he added a very energetic vibe into the team. He was quick, he was pacey, his passing was decent. That fresh blood in the team as well is key, just to keep it 50-50, half old, half that old and that age-wise and throughout the squad and that, do you know what I'm saying? And I think, we move a lot quicker throughout the midfield and it's very difficult for players to get past him and Luca. You know what I mean? And that's what I think them two do play better together rather than MacArthur and Milivojevic, because they're both just sort of the same level. But with Jaya Riedewald and Luka, you've got one getting on and one who's just rising up and he's got a bit of energy to him and that, especially midway through the second half of the game. Left, Zaha.
Yeah, Zaha I thought played well yesterday. I mean, I thought again second half.
Poor miss.
He hit the bar. I mean,
he should be scoring that. Come on,
they were sort of. Wolves are trying for the goal, but I thought everybody played, particularly the second half. The first half was pretty poor, but Zaha had a good second half. Ayew was.
Yeah, Ayew we're going to put him on the right for this.
I'm
not going to lie. The only reason why I put him in because he made a good run for the Eze goal and he got the assist for it. Do you know what I mean? And Townsend came on, didn't really do much, but he defended well. But going forward, Ayew's better than he is defensively. And he can hold the ball up as well.
Yeah,
I credit for him. He needs to get some goals.
I thought that. Eze played okay, bit out of position. He's not his real position, and then I'm not having Batman in the team to be honest with you. I mean, if you
someone even said to play him on the wing. I'm like, that guy could, I mean, the only time he was quick was when he passed the ball for Wilf, and then when he hit the crossbar. It's the only time I've seen him quick.
He had that chance yesterday, and I mean,
Like,
I
if you
don't
can't score from 6 yards out. He
he's
blazed it over the
he's
bar.
6 yards out, and
literally.
I mean, I think the ball ended up in my back garden somewhere. I mean, you know, it's just not acceptable. I'm sorry,
predictable.
but you know,
He doesn't work hard enough. We say it every time, even you say it.
I wouldn't have him in the Newcastle game.
No.
Let's give this new guy a run out.
Yeah,
see
Mattia
what-
up front.
Yeah, Mattia, yeah. And I
Literally.
think, you know, if we have I think we can try and be a little bit positive against Newcastle. I'm more confident actually playing at their ground than actually if he was at Palace.
You think?
Yeah, I think that.
Oh,
I think. Well, the
Because
thing
we
is,
used
I
to
think.
them last time
I
as well,
think.
November.
I think
Later
Bruce
on.
is going to come out and be a bit more positive because he's got some of his
And that
players
assistant
back.
manager, the new one,
Yeah,
he's
but-
really given an impact into the team.
Yeah,
And Newcastle fans were really like praising him because if he wasn't there, I think they wouldn't. I don't think they would have been Everton. To be fair, that's what I worry about.
Yeah.
With all
So
due
they've
respect.
got these sort of new coach, but
Oh, Eze, forgot. We need to put him in. Eze, number 10, forgot about him. Yeah,
Eze yesterday.
match winner.
Eze yesterday, he
poor.
did touch the ball.
He was poor,
He
but he
first-
had one chance and took it. That's the thing. That's why he's so crucial for us.
It was a poor performance. When he got the
yeah.
ball, he gave it away. And I thought, oh, second half, again, it wasn't greatly doing, but then pulls out just a fantastic goal. I mean, the way he just
There
dropped
was
his
a dummy,
shoulder.
the dummy that he dropped the shoulder against.
The way he just dropped his
One
shoulder
of them,
and totally foxed the defender.
yeah. Okay, to end this video off, we're obviously going to be doing our score predictions for the game on Tuesday. So, what's your score prediction? Honestly.
1-1.
1-1. I'm going to go and be optimistic, and I'm going to go with a 2-1 win to Crystal Palace, honestly, because it's just that game against Wolves was just so key for us. Not only the way we performed, but obviously we beat them superbly. It was a very good Wolves team. I know they've been off form and that, and the fans are pretty peed off at Wolves right now, but forget Wolves and moving on to the Newcastle game. I really hope that this gives us a lot of confidence in the team and we can just be on point and that, you know what I'm saying? Because one thing we've lacked recently this season is consistency. We haven't won back-to-back games since the opening 2 games of the season. That's 4 months ago, and it's not good enough, do you know what I mean? I hope that Wolves game just, you know, just helps the team, you know, move on throughout the remainder of the season, play well, play to their strength, and let's just see how far we can finish out the table. But if we don't, then we're going to go back down to the Championship if we're not careful. That is the end of the video, so make sure to like, share, comment as well down below, subscribe. Obviously, road to 1k, probably about, God knows, like 40-50 subs away from 1k right now. I don't even know, I haven't even checked recently, do you know what I'm saying? So we're moving mad. So yeah, shout out Newcastle Fan TV and Lee as well for reaching out to me and that. Actually, I reached out to them, to be fair, but yeah, credit for them for being in my video and that. So yeah, stay tuned for the game on Tuesday. Stay tuned for our live watch along as well that we're going to be doing on Tuesday night. So yeah, we're going to inform you that on my Instagram near the time. And yeah, come on you Palace, try not to let us down. Let's go up there and get them 3 points and just be consistent, be on point. That's all I care about.